So you're probably asking yourself, Dan, why the hell did you change your channel from Toonland Inquirer to the Toon Keeper? Oh yes, I'm Dan, by the way, hello. But anyway, after burning countless DVDs, Blu-rays, as well as scouting the internet through YouTube, archive.org, Dailymotion, etc., I now have the vast majority of cartoon shorts released during the golden age of animation right on this hard drive. Which means that I can finally do what the guy said and shut up and show a cartoon. Okay, the showing cartoon aspect I am going to be doing, but I'm jumping ahead of myself. Point being, with all of the cartoons that I now have stored on this very hard drive right here, well, I mean, of course I have backups of them, but I am now able to consult this very resourceful book by Grant Webb, which, as you can see past the glare, and I apologize about that. It's the Animated Film Encyclopedia, which is a complete guide to every American short, feature film, and or sequence, animated sequence that is, released from 1900 to 1999, which needless to say means that every single animated short released during the golden age of animation has its own numbered entry in this very book. And why is it important for me to mention that? Well, because I plan to start a new series of videos where I use a random number generator, subject to some rules, but generally speaking, using a random number generator to randomly select an animated short from the golden age of animation to talk about, give my knowledge of it, what I know of it, my connections to it, like say growing up I watched as a kid or something else I might know about it watching it, and then of course watching and reacting and commenting throughout said cartoon accordingly, with the cartoon itself playing like right here or here. I'm still going to be testing the water in that regard, and then after I finish watching the cartoon, I give my closing thoughts and a rating for each cartoon accordingly, which I will get into more details when we get to that point of the video. So I guess all I can say is, without further ado, hiya folks, Dan the Toon Keeper here, and welcome to this new series of videos that I call Toon Chest.
It's one of them cartoonies, Commodore.
I like cartoons, don't you like cartoons?
Hello again, folks. So the very first cartoon we're going to be covering on Toon Chest is a 1946 released Warner Brothers cartoon called Book Revue, directed by Bob Clampett, and actually it was among his final cartoons that he directed in the studio. He'd still have a few more released during that year, but by the time this cartoon was released, Bob Clampett was already gone. This short is basically, it's another one of those books come to life at nighttime. Not exactly an original cartoon. Of course, with Bob Clampett behind this cartoon, you could probably expect a lot of zaniness, a lot of wacky animation, and a little bit of knowledge of me will probably tell you that I did that stuff. Without further ado, we might as well just watch, because I don't think there's much I can say to introduce this cartoon. So here we go. Earpiece and video open. We're gonna start right now. Now, can we take a second to appreciate how many of, well, actually, all of the 1945-1946 season Looney Tunes releases had their titles restored. Like 20 years ago, like right before Looney Tunes Golden Collection Volume 2, every single cartoon from that, every single Looney Tune outside the Bugs Bunny shorts during the 1945-1946 season, they had nothing but the blue ribbon titles intact. None of them had original titles retained until Warner Brothers started restoring them from Looney Tunes Golden Collection Volume 2 and onwards. So now we got what? Baby Bottleneck, Book Revue, this short, and Hush My Mouse. Well, actually, it's not Harpo Marx. Well, it looks like Harpo Marx, but Harpo Marx doesn't talk, so young Frankenstein with a horn. That's a pretty handsome Frankenstein, though. Charity strip. I know where Bob Clampett's going with that, because it's Bob Clampett. I love how they make seemingly normal characters go just devolve into that sort of wild cartoony animation. It's so great. And that's also another winner gag for me. Just big characters that just... It's Frankie! I also love the jazz directions. I like 40s cartoons in general, but I think Bob Clampett's unit had somewhat of a knack for that. I think. I'm going off my mind on this one. That was W.C. Fields. And there's Daffy. Yeah, actually, this is a Daffy Duck cartoon. I forgot to mention that. Kind of surprised he wasn't given his own like headshot like in the middle of the credits. I remember I saw this part of the cartoon before actually watching the full cartoon itself. Like it aired on Cartoon Network quite a few times. This very clip right here.
People sitting under balalaikis, playing their samovars, and then there was Cucaracha.
Yeah,
Cucaracha. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so easy on the draw. They would sing to me a little gypsy love song like this. Listen. Cucaracha! Cucaracha, cucaracha! Cucaracha, cucaracha!
I see Coca-Cola in the background. Like, classic Coca-Cola. Anyway, I'm paying attention to the wrong things. I think she has to watch out for Daffy more than the wolf. I love that wild take. Uh-oh. Part that doesn't age well, oh boy. Everyone's after this wolf, even though he's probably just one villain out of many in the bookshelves. Actually, I see why they get Daffy Duck as a billing in this short. I mean, yeah, he has a prominent role here, but not in the sense of his other cartoons. Jimmy Durante, or maybe not. From Skid Row into Hell. That's... Yay, they killed one villain out of, I don't know how many other villains are in the books on the shelves, but... Wolf's just one of the many. Ah, at least he was living peacefully down there, seemingly. And that's the end. Yeah, alright, so that was book review. Not much, as you can see. I was more immersed in the short than talking. Some shorts will be more talky than others. Point being, I like the short. I would say not too heavy on plot, but at the same time it makes up for it with highly wacky hijinks, just wacky animation in general, full of, you know, the usual style of Bob Clampett. That always draws me in, but otherwise, yeah, I would give this a very... Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the rating scale for these cartoons. So, this is going to be on a A, B, C, D scale. So, A means excellent, great, phenomenal. B means good. C means average, meh, unremarkable. D means just bad. With that said, I give this short a very strong B. Not quite as high as some of the other Bob Clampett cartoons, especially the ones that have yet to be released in 1946, like The Big Snooze, Kitty Cornered, and The Great Piggy Bank Robbery, of course. But, I mean, Bob Clampett shorts in general, especially at during the 1945, 1946 releases, were just... They're always a delight to watch. I mean, there's no mincing words there. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this very cartoon. So, see ya, folks!